nature.
Nature. We are in the great outdoors, Rude Nation. As you can hear, listen to the ambiance. Crickets everywhere. Bugs, sunlight, planes, children screaming in terror. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. But we're outdoors, Nation. We're recording outside. It's the last, I think, good weekend before Rude-tober.
Yeah.
Oh, God. What's up? I'm Sherm.
I'm Tom. Sorry, Nation, if I seem a little bit out of sorts. I've been running around, breaking pots, and getting chased by a bunch of chickens that I hit a bunch of times.
That's right, Nation. You know it's going to be a special episode when Tom actually does research for The Legend of Zelda. This is going to be our big Zelda talk coming out for the Rude Boys Power Hour episode 54.
54.
54?
Mm-hmm.
54 or 55?
54.
54.
I should probably bring up the notes. Huh?
All right, Tom's going to bring up the notes.
Yeah, it's 54.
But it is a gorgeous day, and it's a gorgeous day to talk about Zelda. Any day is a gorgeous day to talk about Zelda.
Except for
Ocarina
of Time.
Oh, God damn it. All right, yeah, there's going to be a lot of that, so.
It's going to be a lot of shitting on that.
But we got some special stuff planned for our Legend of Zelda. Big time. God, the outdoors.
You wanted this.
Yep. Yeah. So 54, Tom?
Yeah, 54.
54. All right. So let's get it going, Tommy. Who's in your mouth?
Whatever coffee you made me, and
I think
some
it's
Irish cream.
donut shop coffee.
Cool.
I have the same.
And some Irish cream
in my mouth. I've got the Irish cream in my mouth, and look at that, Tom. Zelda mug.
Yeah.
And look at this Zelda shirt.
It's amazing you have a girlfriend.
It is, right? Whoever she may be. Clink it up. Nom, 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 nom. All right, that was good.
Yes, it was.
Did you hear that? It was the crickets, I think.
That's more crickets cricketing. Crickets are gonna.
Crickets sound like Blitz.
Let's Blitz Creek.
Blitz Crick. Let's do it.
When it hits my side.
Oh, Blitzkrieg, save us, please, Tom. What do we got?
You want me to save us?
Yeah, please. Sunday outdoor recording.
Drinking.
Drink it in.
Man. A little bit of the bubbly.
Yep, go.
Nintendo announces a fucking hula hoop. Man, what? This is
crazy. Nintendo is like probably best Nintendo for a lot of people. So they announced it's like a Pilates ring or something like that you can put a Joy-Con to. It's like when they tried to tackle the whole Wii Fit fitness craze.
Okay.
And they basically put a balance board out. This thing is a Pilates. Oh boy, Pilates ring that you attach a Joy-Con to, and they basically made it like an RPG to it.
Okay.
Too. Did you see the trailer, Tom? Probably.
I saw the one that you put up of Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny. But no, this is I mean, it looks intriguing, but it's not for me. It's coming out in October. Check it out, Nation. If you're
it's not
into
for you
sort of
because
thing.
you got to be motivated. And
I mean, if you want to kill some monsters,
games.
maybe, but I don't know.
I don't know. I really hope you can work it with Mortal Kombat. Just throw it like Kung Lao's hat.
Okay, sure.
Right, keep it Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, keep it. You're the one fucking.
Nintendo also not releasing NES and SNES games on Switch with a regular schedule.
Yeah, so every month, Tom, that they were announcing NES games coming out every month, and then they started scraping that barrel. The bottom of it, specifically. So this is coming right after the launch of the Super Nintendo games coming out for the Nintendo Switch Online, and now they are not committing to releasing anything in a regular interval, which could be good or bad, because, it kind of devalues, I don't want to say devalues the platform, but when you start throwing in, City Connection and fucking Bayou Billy on the NES thing, it kind of devalues it, but now they can just announce, here's 7 more games for the Super Nintendo portion. Here's 5 more games for the NES, and they're all gems. So
yeah, I am. We'll get to that.
There's plenty of games on the systems right now to enjoy yourself with.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Trailer talk for video games. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Tom's putting his phone down because he's already annoyed.
I am. I mean, this is just. It's an unnecessary remake.
I don't think so, because there have been more games that are unnecessary of a remake that have come out.
Like what?
I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Good
Bionic
job.
Commando.
I enjoyed that.
You would. and you didn't like Ocarina of Time, which we'll get to.
It's
I
trash.
thought it looked. Oh God, I thought it looked fine. This would probably be the avenue to get me into Final Fantasy VII.
No, it won't.
I've watched my girlfriend play Final Fantasy VII.
Uh-huh.
She has nostalgia for Final Fantasy VII. I do not. So when I've tried to play it, it's archaic. It's clunky. It's just not. It's not an RPG that I grew up with.
If you are going to dive down that rabbit hole, I would suggest getting it on, say, the PS4.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if they're releasing it on the Switch.
No, they're not.
Because I feel it wouldn't play well. Like the old Final Fantasy VII would play well on the Switch.
Yeah, which it
this
does
one,
because it is, and it's on there already.
Yeah, this one I don't think would.
Okay, no, definitely not. But yeah, this would be the avenue for me to get into Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
Because it's flashy, and I like that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. What else, Tommy?
You're a flash in the pan. Comic book news.
Okay.
Symbiote Spider-Man getting a second run in December.
Yep. So this was like a little mini-series that took place in between the black suit era of Spider-Man, and it kind of does like a little bit of an untold tales. The first mini-series that just passed this year was him fighting Mysterio, and now he's going to be fighting the original Hobgoblin. I think it's called like Symbiote Spider-Man, Alien Reign, Alien Realm, or something like that. But people really received it well.
Okay.
Yes. And I think it's being written by Peter David.
You speak. Fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
Movies.
Yep.
James Gunn teases cast of the Suicide Squad. Yeah, I saw this enormous list.
Yep. A lot of names I don't know because I'm ignorant.
Yeah, I mean, I saw John Cena, Margot Robbie, Idris Elba.
Idris Elba, yep.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker, Sean Gunn, his brother,
See,
nepotism.
You know more people.
Yeah, because I've seen those names in other movies before.
Right. Those names, did you say?
Yeah, those names.
Yeah.
I've seen them names in Suicide Squad.
I can't wait to see those. Oh, I didn't see John Cena in that trailer. I cannot fucking wait to see all those stupid ass memes happen.
They're already happening, I'm sure. People are like, I didn't see his name on the list.
Yeah, fucking shut up. It's old. It's dumb. He hasn't done it. He hasn't been on TV and hasn't done that in, what, a year, I would say.
I hope that plane's coming for it.
I do too.
Yeah. All right. What else we got, Tom? Outdoors.
TV talk.
Okay.
Alex Skarsgård to be Randall Flagg in the CBS The Stand 10-part miniseries.
10-part?
It's a 10-part miniseries.
Right. How long was how many parts was the CBS one, or was it just a mini?
I think it was
or something
4.
like that. It was 4, so 10 parts.
I think it was 4. I mean, he joins James Marsden playing the main character Stu. He is also going to.
And that was played by originally. What is his
Gary
name?
Sinise.
Yes. Okay. So that's a good. That's a good cast.
I don't know who's playing.
Anyone?
Oh my God! I'm drawing a blank on the main girl.
Molly Ringwald. I don't know.
I know Molly Ringwald's character. I don't remember. Franny.
Did you hear that?
And Whoopi Goldberg is playing Mother Abigail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that face a lot when I say that one.
All right, so
it's cool though.
Cool. Is this incentive enough for you to pick up CBS Plus? CBS All
It
Access,
depends how much it is. I don't even know how much.
Yeah. Streaming Wars of 2020.
Oh, that's what the world is right now.
That's it.
Which we will be getting into that very soon, momentarily.
It's gotten to a point, I've seen this list online, where if you were to get all the high-profile streaming platforms, it is now more expensive than cable television. So,
yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
Streaming Wars of 2020.
What else,
Tommy?
Ash Ketchum finally wins a proper Pokemon championship.
Yes, this is breaking Blitzkrieg news right now. So as of this Sunday, the 15th of September, in Japan, there was a premiere episode of Pokemon Pocket Monsters, for the uninitiated, and Ash Ketchum finally wins a high-profile, I bet.
Why you just look at my junk, dude? It was just flat out like, yo, yeah, how you doing down there?
I have audio proof that didn't happen.
Dude, yeah, my eyes tell me different.
Your eyes. So Ash Ketchum wins the Pokemon Championship, Orange Islands notwithstanding. And this is pretty big news because he's been doing this shit for like 20 plus years.
So is he still a kid or is he
absolutely.
an adult?
It's anime comic book bullshit where the timeline is nebulous, but he's been doing all this shit for 20 plus years, you know? So he finally he wins the Alolan Championship, which is from the Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon storyline. or video games, I should say. Yeah, good job, Ash Ketchum.
Cool.
What happens next after this? I don't know. There's talk about the Pokemon anime. I guess maybe not following him anymore. I don't know.
Only took you 20 years, you goddamn nerd.
Yeah, you scrub. Get good.
Nothing in wrestling, surprisingly.
Some breaking wrestling news, though, Tommy, that we should have added to Blitzkrieg News, is that the WWE Draft is going to be happening October 11th, starting from SmackDown when it goes to Fox on Fridays, and then it's going to continue on to the 14th for Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
So that's exciting, I guess, because, I mean, this is like the first proper draft they've had since they reintroduced the brand split, and not the superstar shakeup or whatever wild card bullshit.
What? Guess what?
They're literally going to restart the rosters.
No, they're not.
I think they are, because you got Fox they want a specific amount of personalities on their show, especially with the money they ponied up to get SmackDown onto their channels. You're not you don't believe it?
No, I don't.
Right.
I honestly think them going to Fox is probably one of the worst ideas.
Right.
I think it's going to be trash.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we're going to get a very good product, especially since rumor is that it's going to go 3 hours.
Oh, God. I don't know about that. But...
Yeah, no, Fox apparently may want it to go 3 hours, depending on the... So we'll see. You know what WWE? Prove me wrong instead of proving me right for once.
Okay.
And don't be trash.
But you'll hear about more of the WWE Draft coming closer to fruition next episode of Blitzkrieg News.
Oh! Super Nintendo World to open in Osaka, spring 2020.
Yep, so this
Osaka, Japan, by the way, not Osaka, Pennsylvania.
Right, yes. Common misconception. The deal between Nintendo and Universal Studios that's been talked about for years and years and years is now finally coming to fruition in the spring in Japan. We're going to get a proper Nintendo theme park tied to the Universal Studios. I don't really know the setup over there in Japan, but it's called Super Nintendo World. It's going to have like a Mario Kart ride, a Yoshi ride, and I think those are the only ones that are listed as of right now. It's very Mario looking, at least all the concept art or whatever, any promotional material. It's all Mario looking, but presumably because Super Nintendo World, there's going to be a Zelda, Donkey Kong. I'd imagine Pokemon, but that's a little nebulous with the thing.
That'll get me to go to Japan.
Will it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I've always wanted to go.
Okay.
And our big blitz of the show.
All right, so this is where we highlight a piece of news from Blitzkrieg News. Tommy, what is the big blitz of the day?
Older Marvel cartoons will be on Disney+. So we are talking the Spider-Man 90s cartoon.
Nice.
We are talking the X-Men 90s cartoon.
Nice.
The Incredible Hulk. Fantastic Four. Iron Man. Sure, Spider-Man and his amazing friends will be there.
That is on there. Yep.
This is just awesome. Like,
yeah,
if
Silver
I was
Surfer, like these are some deep
Yeah.
cuts too. Spider-Man Unlimited.
Yeah, I'm sure there was another Avengers. There was an Avengers cartoon.
I don't remember seeing that on the list, but I'm sure that's got to be coming up.
Like, if I wasn't already on board for Disney Plus, this would make me even more so.
Yeah, no, this is great because I believe it went beta over in the Netherlands or something like that to just kind of soft launch the stuff. That's pretty funny. Stop. That's on you this time because you
still looked.
All right. And I was getting really worried because when talk was starting to show up, like, oh man, Spider-Man the animated series is on here, X-Men '92 is on here. It was getting like a little bit like, I feel like this would be something they would have announced, you know? I feel like they would have been like, oh yeah, by the way, we have all this back catalog of cartoons that you're super nostalgic for on our platform outside, and I'm surprised they didn't lean into it and start doing promotion for that.
Right.
But they didn't, and they're on there, and I'm super excited for that.
Did you, with Disney Plus, did you sign up for like that deal that they were doing?
You asked me this last time, I did not.
Did I? I don't... Was I drunk last time?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't remember. Come on, and I'm going to ask you again.
Did you?
So get over it.
Sure.
There, Chupacabra.
Okay.
And that's all we have for Blitzkrieg.
Tommy, what did the one rude boy say to the other rude boy?
Oh my god, we're going to do this every fucking episode. Catch up.
Yep, rude boys catch up. So let's catch up. Let's catch up with you boys, Rude Nation. You want to talk about anything?
Pandering.
What have you been up to? Pandering? What are you talking about, pandering?
Pandering.
No, not at all. This has been going on for episodes. What have you been up to, Tommy?
2 episodes.
The rebrand, baby. Year 3 of the Rude Boys Power Hour Plus.
You're gonna
the
make
Rude
me
Boys Power
still talk,
Podcast
huh?
Network.
Okay.
I'll talk. Fuck
No,
you.
no. I'm already in the mode. So
All right,
guess
cool.
what?
So guess what? Hit the fucking brakes. For the episode, I was playing Link to the Past, Legend of Zelda.
You're about to get hit with a goddamn chair. Since
Well, you were playing that too, right?
what?
Link to the Past?
Yes.
All right, so this is perfect. This is perfect fodder for the Rude Boys
Whoop,
catch
Game
up.
Club.
Not really, because you didn't get very far, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'm stuck in the mountains.
Right. Okay. So we're gonna talk about obviously Link to the Past later, but our experiences right now. So we're playing it on the Super Nintendo Switch Online, whatever the
Entertainment
fuck it's
system,
called.
yeah.
Exactly. That came out for the Nintendo Switch
The
Online.
SNES.
Oh.
I had to get it in there. You've been busting my balls all episode, so.
I am in the last dungeon.
Okay, good.
You've gotten 2 under your belt.
I
You're
got the
stuck
mountain.
in Death Mountain right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm turning into a bunny, and then I'm getting chased, and I got boulders falling on me. I don't
Right.
know what the hell's going on.
All right. Yeah. So we'll have to discuss.
Yeah, I
as
totally
far as
forgot.
that.
I meant to bring my Switch.
That's fine.
While we were recording, and
You know
I
what's funny?
forgot.
I think because of with the recording portion of the Nintendo Switch, I recorded what to do in that scenario.
Okay.
So I can show you what
Cool.
to do to give
Yeah,
you some
it's
sort of idea.
not gonna. I'm just gonna give you my Switch and have you do it.
Okay. But you also playing Super Metroid. You told me about.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
dabbled.
I'm
dabbled?
playing everything on
that's cool.
on the SNES. I forgot how much I love the SNES. Super Mario World I'm playing.
Nice.
Super
One of my favorite
Metroid,
games.
which I'm like, man, this is good, but it's so goddamn hard.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge.
I actually haven't touched Mario Kart yet, surprisingly.
Mario Kart's kind of junk. It gets way better, obviously, in the 64.
I mean, compared
version.
to what we're used to now,
That is
yes.
correct. Yes, that is
the
correct.
SNES.
Yeah, I remember
Mario
playing the
Kart is
shit out of it,
fun.
but
So do I.
you can't go
Dude,
back.
the
You can go
balloons-
back to Mario
Dude, the
World.
verses,
Uh-huh.
the verses on the SNES Mario Kart, I love.
Right.
Like me and my friends when I was a wee lad used to just play that
Right.
forever. Excuse me. And that was a goddamn ball.
Yeah, no, I remember playing that with my cousin.
I mean,
What else?
we're just because we're on the Mario Kart right now.
Sure, okay.
My favorite Mario Kart is still to this day Double Dash.
That is a very good.
I would
pull
love to
right there.
see-
We'll have to do a Mario Kart episode, I think, eventually.
I would love to see. I would love to see that come onto the Switch.
Yeah, I feel like having the GameCube games up on the Switch somehow
No. Make a new Mario Kart.
in Double Dash form.
Yeah.
Double Dash is weird. Double Dash is like almost one of the black out of a series with
It's the
several
black
black
sheep.
sheeps. That is probably
But
the
it's
blackest
my
sheep.
favorite.
Oh, okay, that's great. I think with the production value that 8 brought to the series, that is probably now my favorite.
I like the
8
anti-gravity walls.
Anti-grav,
Yeah.
the amount of characters, the items,
Yeah.
the courses, the tracks. Like I
Sure,
love all
sure.
that stuff. I think second to that would be 64, and
Okay.
then after that would probably be Double Dash.
Okay.
And I
Alright,
played the shit out of a lot of those Mario Kart games.
Nice,
so we
nice.
might have to put that in the schedule. to do
Yeah,
a Mario
yeah.
Kart
It's the
episode.
same to Mario Kart
Yep.
podcast though right now.
This is very true. But one day in the future, Rude Nation.
But yeah, no, I'm so glad that they put this. Like, this is making me want to definitely renew the Nintendo Switch Online.
Right, and I mean for like $8. Oh no, it's like $20 a
It's
year.
$20
or something like
a
that.
year, so it's.
That's not, as opposed to 60 on the other platforms, that's not too bad. I mean, I got
Exactly.
mine for free. Can't fucking brag about that
no,
anymore.
no.
But yeah, so that's great. You been playing anything else, Tom?
Have not been playing, but I've been reading.
Okay.
A bit of spoilers coming
Okay,
up.
So you're still reading House of X?
Oh
Powers of
my
X, or
god!
whatever?
All right, so House of X. The last issue that they went through was the X-Men. They go up to this space station, and they want to eliminate what's called Mother Mold. You know what Master Mold is, right?
I know what Master Mold is. Sure.
This group called
The Sentinels.
Orchid.
Oh, okay.
Orchid, which was like people who, they're made up of ex-SHIELD scientists, AIM, Hydra, like a whole bunch of like different scientists, and they make Mother Mold up in
Okay.
space. So
Okay.
she's about to be operational. So you have Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Marvel Girl, M, Archangel,
M.
yeah,
Generation X.
yeah,
Wow. Okay.
and
That's cool.
Husk, Generation
Oh,
X as well,
Generation X, right?
go up and take out Mother Mold. Like
Okay.
they're like, all right, well we gotta and Mystique,
Okay.
and
I'm sure it goes off without a hitch when you start including Mystique.
well
Up.
they they all separate the collars that they're supposed to from Mother because it's holding her up like above the sun.
Okay.
So they have to separate these these are string collars. Just pop it.
I'm going for it. Relax.
See, you shook that one too. So they all of a sudden,
Goes real good with that coffee.
I'm sure. All of a sudden, shit just goes crazy. Cyclops gets killed. Wolverine and Nightcrawler get killed. All the X-Men that went up got killed. Marvel Girl's in an escape pod. All of a sudden, these Sentinels go onto the escape pod, rip it open, and throw her out into space.
Huh. I feel like she'd survive, though. I mean, she's Marvel Girl.
She doesn't have the Phoenix Force.
Yeah, she's psychic, telekinetic, whatever. I feel like...
She has to keep her concentration.
Yeah.
When you're
she'll be alright.
choking in the darkness of space.
I think she'll be okay. So what else happens?
So no, everyone dies.
Everyone dies.
Everyone on this mission dies.
Right, okay.
So like you see Professor X like, shit. So then Power of X, this past week they released. You find out that before Magneto and Xavier started working together, they went to Sinister to catalog all mutants' DNA.
Oh boy, okay.
So I'm like, all right, so the X-Men are dead, but they may
They're
not be
clonable now.
dead. Yeah,
Good.
exactly.
Okay. 'Cause you really want to give that shit to Sinister.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the point, like after House of X and Powers of X is over, they're doing they're releasing a bunch of different X-Men comics, 90s style.
Right.
And there's one that's just titled X-Men, and it's all Summers.
Oh, so all
With the exception of
Alex's-
Wolverine. Wolverine's on that team.
Okay.
So people are saying, like, yo, how fucked it would be if Wolverine is, like, Cyclops' great-grandfather or something.
Oh my God.
But, like, Corsair's on that team.
Sure.
Havoc. I didn't see Havoc on the cover.
I'm sure he's there.
I saw Vulcan.
Right.
But apparently now they're saying that they're like, yeah, there's more than just Alex and Scott and Vulcan. They're saying
the brothers.
they're saying there are more Summers siblings.
Okay.
Give me Gambit as a Summers. That's what I've been
I
wanting.
feel like that'd be a gimme since the 90s, you know.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like yeah. All right.
We
So,
will,
I mean,
which
so-
we will be getting to 90s X-Men very soon in the
boy.
near future.
So, how many more issues is Powers of X got for?
Each one, there's 6 issues, so they
You wrote
each
down,
have
what,
2
2
more.
more?
Yeah,
Okay.
each.
All right.
So,
And you're still hooked right now?
yeah, Hickman is great, man. He's just.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, they cleared the slate of X-Men
This
movies.
is-
I'm sorry, comics for.
This is probably the
This
best
storyline.
Sinister that has ever been written
Yeah?
in a long
That's
time.
pretty cool.
Hickman knows how to write Sinister. So,
X-Men Rogues, probably another episode we should do. But X-Men Rogues, they range from the fantastic
To
in your
the
Magneto,
yeesh.
yeah, to your yeah, exactly.
to
I'm looking at you,
Callisto.
Avalanche.
Freedom Force.
I want to talk about.
Freedom
I want to
Force.
bring it back, Tommy,
Sure.
to video games real quick.
Sure.
So Banjo Kazooie, we talked about this last episode.
Yeah, how is he?
He's really good.
Is he?
I only played through the story. I'm just through his classic mode, and I got his spirits.
Right.
But he plays probably the most. I hate to say it, normal of the DLC characters. So like
Okay.
when they released the characters for the character pass. Or
Okay.
Fighter's Pass, I'm sorry. So you had Joker. Joker had a very weird mechanic where he would bring
Very
his-
Robin-esque.
Yeah, with his weapons, yes.
Yes.
But as far as like he had a summonable character
Okay.
that is in the Persona universe to kind of enhance his abilities. So it's like picture maybe like Robin plus Cloud, when Cloud gets his powers kind of buffed.
Sure.
When he has his limit break increased.
When he has the materia.
Yes. And then they released Hero from Dragon Quest. From Dragon Quest, he's in those trappings. He's got like a MP menu he can pull through, and he's got some OP skills.
Seriously, it does, yeah.
And even like if we want to talk about the DLC characters, like with Piranha Plant, like Piranha Plant's a very technical character. Banjo Kazooie though, I think is he plays very well. He's got some power behind him, and he's got a lot of good recovery moves. And I might dabble a little more into Banjo Kazooie. A lot of his moves also just kind of like put a little bit of a smile on my face because like I remember playing Banjo Kazooie in like the summer of that's fine. In like the summer of
99.
No.
Summer of 99.
It's definitely not the song. I'm gonna say like 97. Off the top of my head, I'm gonna say 97.
Okay,
I
cool.
think it came out before Ocarina of Time. Yeah, I'm gonna say 97. So I'm liking playing that character.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so video game wise, that's all I've been up to.
Okay.
Did you watch anything, Tom? Anything
Yes,
on the
I've
Boob
been
Tube?
watching. I just started the anime My Hero Academia.
You have. Okay.
It's cool.
Is it?
It really like.
It's got a lot of buzz behind it.
It's a comic book. Like
Okay.
it's a straight up comic book. I'll explain the basic plot to you.
Real quick, you're watching this on Netflix?
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay.
Yeah. My brother like got fully obsessed with it, so he.
Oh wait, so he got the series
Yeah,
off of them?
yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not streamable or
Mhm.
anything like that? Okay.
Well, it's streamable if you purchase it on Amazon.
Well,
You know what I mean.
yeah.
It's not in Prime.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So he purchased it through Amazon Prime
Yeah.
to watch it. Gotcha. Or
Pretty
through
much
Amazon.
the world, 80% of the world's got powers.
Okay.
They're called quirks.
Quirks?
Quirks.
Quirks. Like
Quirks.
quirks, yeah.
Yeah, quirks.
Quirks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quirks, yeah.
Quirks.
Quirk the twerk. Anyway.
Twerk could be a quirk.
But, like, you know, some people have some, like, really odd powers. Like, there's this one girl, she has these headphone jacks
Okay.
that just hang from her ear.
Okay.
But if she plugs them into, like, her, like, she set her costume up so she has these speakers.
Okay.
But she can also project her voice.
Okay.
The main character, Izuku Midori, didn't get a quirk. But he's, like, you know, so fearless that, like, he'll he'll be the first person to jump in front of someone and, like, protect them.
Is courage his quirk?
The,
It is.
like,
I spoiled
the main, like, guy that everyone wants to be, his name's
Uh-huh.
All Might. You might have seen him.
I've seen,
He's
yeah,
the dude with the blonde hair.
Yeah, and he's got the weird eyebrows.
Yeah,
or
and he's
hair.
always
All right, yeah,
smiling.
I've seen pictures, yeah.
He takes him under his wing,
Okay.
and he's able to pass his quirk down to somebody.
Okay.
And he was originally looking to, like, give it to someone who already had one.
Okay.
But he realizes that he's like, wow, this kid doesn't have any powers, and he's willing to, like, jump in front of a bus to save a baby in a store.
Sure. Okay.
You know, so he takes him under his wing, starts training him, and then, you know, you also find out that All Might, he can't keep that form that you see him in.
Okay.
Because he got injured. So he doesn't have a stomach. His upper respiratory system got all screwed up, so, like, he can only hold that form for so long.
Okay.
So he's like, and it's like he'll be talking, and then all of a sudden, like, just blood will just come out because
Jesus.
he's all fucked up on the inside.
Right. Okay.
But it's and then they all go to a school, of course. Midori, that's his last name.
Sure.
A rival of his from, you know, the junior high school that they went to. Is also in the school, and that rival hates him, and yada yada yada.
Gotcha.
You know, a lot of characters that I'm sure you've seen, like, people cosplay as, like, the one person who has, like, the burn mark. Like,
From
you know.
Naruto?
No.
I have no
Which
idea.
is actually another anime I'm thinking about checking out.
All right.
But yeah, no,
Seems like the anime bug hit you a little bit. I mean, that's all it really takes.
It does have that Ranma one-half, like, comedy feel.
Oh,
though.
okay. All right.
Let me finish before you
No,
make
I was
faces.
about to say, like, I don't know.
No,
like that's a pull, but okay.
Yeah, no, that's what got me into anime
Okay.
was Ranma one half.
Okay.
But yeah, no, you get a chance to check out My Hero Academia.
I can't commit to that. But
You come by, we'll watch a couple of episodes. We'll see how you feel about
we'll
it.
see about that. Watching wise, though, I've been.
Yes. What have you been watching?
I also watched a little bit of with Bonnie. We watched the movie Escape Room.
Oh, with Deborah Wall.
Oh yeah,
Karen Page.
Karen Page, yes, from the Daredevil Netflix show.
She
yes.
was also in True
Deborah
Blood.
Ann Wolf.
Yes, she was also in True Blood with
she was in
Alex
that movie.
Skarsgård.
Oh, very good. That's a pull nobody gets right now. But
Yeah,
okay.
from what I saw of that movie, it just did not look good to me.
It was not great.
I'm not an escape room person.
It's almost like someone watched all the Saw movies, and then saw the hype, not the hype, but like the excitement or whatever people have for escape rooms.
Okay.
And was just like, oh, here's the pitch.
Okay.
And that's it. So it takes a group of, like, I'm going to say 7 people who are, the smartest, the strongest, whatever.
The most tactical.
Exactly,
blah,
yeah.
blah, blah.
It turns out all of them have survived a trauma.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah, that they shouldn't have. So they are the luckiest. And the luckiest all go into these series of escape rooms to find the luckiest of the lucky, and they win $10,000. Spoiler, they don't.
How did James Wan not sue someone? Because this really does sound like Saw. Like,
I don't even remember.
Did Jigsaw pop up at the end?
No, he should have. I don't even. Well, Jigsaw-like character did.
Yeah.
I don't even remember if this movie's rated R or anything. I think it's PG-13.
It's PG-13, but
yeah.
when I worked at the movie theater, people were like, this movie was selling out.
It was kind of like it's kind of just junk.
It really looked,
lack of a better phrase.
I remember
it was just
walking,
something we watched and we're just like, okay, like this is visual entertainment. I'm not like there's no stakes. Like the people you are kind of rooting for are like like whatever. So we watched it for free. If you can watch it for free, go watch it for free. Yeah. If not, don't spend any money on it. Escape rooms are great. Like Bonnie and I, we've done 10 escape rooms in the past 2 years. We are 6 wins, 4 losses, motherfuckers.
It's because you haven't gone with me.
Well, we're just talking about the
that
duo.
would be a lot lower.
If we were to include anyone in the group, that might have to be a separate statistic. But the two of us, solo, not really solo, but duo, have successfully did 6 escape rooms out of 10. That's pretty fucking great. Step to us. Escape rooms.
Nation, give us your escape room.
We might do a thing on escape rooms. Fuck it.
Give us your escape room status. What do you guys? What's your record? Are you guys better than the team of Sherm and Bonnie?
The dynamic duo, the dynamic couple.
I'm 0 for 1.
I've done 1. You've done 1 and you lost it?
Huh? What?
You lost that one?
Oh yeah. Dude, okay.
So what's your escape room history?
Okay, so we, a friend of mine, she was getting married. She has, mainly male friends. So we were her bachelorette party.
Okay.
And we're like, all right, well, let's fuck it. Let's go to an escape room.
Are those like escape rooms?
You're a dick.
So anyway, you went to one of these attractions.
We go to an escape room.
Oh boy. Take it from the top, Tommy.
Escape room.
Very good. Okay, you went to one of them.
Yes, we went to one.
Okay.
The whole time we went to a restaurant beforehand.
So I'm sure you were inebriated.
We were drinking.
Right.
We went to a Walmart and we picked up 2 24 cases.
Sure.
They're explaining. They're like, all right. They're explaining stuff, and I'm looking around the room I hear the doors lock. I was like, fuck me. I gotta pee.
I don't know what to do.
I really gotta pee.
Oh no.
I need to get out of this room because I need to pee. And first thing they say is the TV in the room has nothing to do with this.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you're full of shit.
Yep.
So they're like, all right, time starts now after they explain everything. Right. I'm the asshole. I go to the TV, I rip it out of the wall, and I start shaking it. And they actually got over the loudspeaker. They're like, put the damn TV down, please. We got to this. It was like a 3-room situation.
Yeah, we like those.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. We got to the second room.
Okay.
A friend of ours was passed out underneath the table. Perfect. Blacked out drunk.
It was, and
it was a shit show.
I'm gonna mouth something right now. It was, okay, cool. Yeah.
It was a complete.
We have an understanding.
It was a complete shit show.
Sure. Yeah.
All in all, though, I had fun. I would do another.
Oh, absolutely.
I could only be in that state of mind, though.
That's something Bonnie and I do for vacations. Like, we went to Virginia Beach, we went to Williamsburg, we hit up escape rooms when we went there. We went to Pennsylvania, we did escape rooms there. We went to Ocean City, we went to escape rooms there. Like, we love escape rooms.
Right.
I think we have a ton of content right now. We can probably do a whole episode of escape rooms.
Nice.
Zelda talk.
I was about to do the Final Fantasy sound. No, that's not it. Alright.
We're talking about Zelda, guys. A little franchise. A lot of people probably don't know about.
The Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
Mind you. Not just Zelda, because when you say that, people are like...
girl.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Legend of Zelda. One of the pinnacle Nintendo franchises. Pinnacle video game series.
Absolutely, I agree. It's. I would say it's there with Super Mario Brothers.
Yep.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
Mega Man.
Okay. Yeah,
I'd say
the
those
most
are like,
iconic video game franchises, definitely, 100%.
Final Fight, Bionic Commando.
I wish Final Fight, not
Ninja
necessarily. Okay, you get in a little weeds.
I'm scraping.
You're not scraping. You're just like you're pulling from a different pile right now.
Yeah, pile of shit. Which is where Ocarina of Time is.
Oh my god.
There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
Drink, everyone. So we're gonna talk all about the Legend of Zelda series for best we can. We already did a little thing on Instagram.com/RudeBoys469, which you can check out in the story archives.
Some of it might be upside down because apparently landscape doesn't work on Instagram Live, which
we're
is
learning.
fucking lame.
Nation, we're learning. Hit us up with your feedback.
Instagram, fix that shit.
I don't know. Well,
give us the goddamn option. You're connected to Facebook. You could fix it.
Okay.
You nerds.
So we're going to talk about the Legend of Zelda series.
Boners.
Definitely one of my favorite video game series is. Tom, what's your favorite? I know Castlevania is one of your top franchise video game series. Zelda up there?
Zelda's up there.
Zelda's definitely my top 3, possibly my top 2, possibly my top 1.
I would say Mario, Zelda, Castlevania.
Mario, Zelda. Castlevania's top 5 for me.
Resident Evil.
God of War, Uncharted, like those later if we want to talk about retro when we were kids growing up.
But this is a Zelda podcast.
This is a Zelda podcast. Let's talk about Zelda. Fuck everything else. The Legend of Zelda, and so we did a little research. That's when you know we're serious.
Well, Chris did research.
I did some research. Tom was breaking pots and kicking chickens. The Legend of Zelda.
Why are you showing the cartridge? This is not a
This is not a visual medium. Yes, I understand, but this is to inspire your boys to talk about the Legend of Zelda. Nice gold cart right here, Tommy. Feel that.
Which is actually the common cartridge. If you found the gray cartridge, you are swimming in money.
That is correct. Tom is right, man.
The gold,
it's funny enough, the gray cart is more rare than a gold cart.
Growing up as a young poor lad in the streets of Ireland, I found the gold cartridge, and I was just like, yes. And then my brother would be like, nah, laddie, sorry. You gotta find the gray cartridge.
Yep,
it's much more expensive.
Yep, that was good.
So, but yeah, it was very cool, very different. Yep. Because, when Nintendo first came out, you had, your Mario, your
Donkey Kong.
Great Mickey Mouse Escape.
What? Okay.
You never played that game? That game was raw.
This isn't that fucking podcast. This is the Zelda podcast.
I'm just talking about great cartridge games.
Okay, fine. But yeah, you're right. This is the first one that they actually tried to do something different physically and visually on the cartridge
And they
medium.
just overproduced.
They did, because that was the big deal.
And it sold out, though. That's the thing.
Yes. Came out between the years of 1986, 1987, and the Famicom Disk System, which is a completely different thing than we got over here. Came out on the NES around 87. The Legend of Zelda, man. Really, like, one of the pioneers in the action-adventure RPG
Very
genre.
cool.
Top-down, definitely set the fucking bar very high for games of that genre, Zelda games in general. This is still, I would say, if you were to get any sort of, like, unbiased top 5 Zelda games, this would still be up in the top 5, because it really just it boils down all of what Zelda's about. The items, the dungeons, the open world, the enemies, everything.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda.
Probably shouldn't slam that down.
Probably shouldn't, but it is common. I can just find it anywhere on the street. It is available on the 3DS Virtual Console. I think it is available on the NES.
I think my
Switch
brother
Online.
actually found the gray cartridge just recently.
That's pretty cool.
When he went away on vacation.
That's pretty cool. It is available to play a lot online. Tommy,
Nintendo Switch Online for the Switch.
take a look at this, Tommy. Look at that.
I remember you. Okay. So
We'll have to take a picture of this, but
Yeah.
this is a map I drew of The Legend of Zelda when I played it on the Nintendo 3DS. When I did a Zelda countdown of replaying a whole bunch of Legend of Zelda games that was leading up to the, I believe it was like the symphony, the orchestra thing that they were doing a couple years ago for the 25th
I
anniversary.
remember you doing that shit in the break room at work.
Yep.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, nerd? Like, you know, I mean,
you do say that a lot.
No, but at that point,
My girlfriend says that a lot.
No,
in
but
general.
at that point,
Usually when I pick her up and she gets in the car.
we were close enough friends that I could, like, you know,
Even
call
if
you
we
that.
weren't, you would have said shit like that.
No.
The day I met you, you wore an X-Men shirt to work.
And you wore
I probably wore a polo, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Following up The Legend of Zelda came Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. First off, screwing up everybody's alphabetization of their video games. Because you have Zelda 2 coming after The Legend of Zelda. And it's also called The Adventure of Link, which came out between 87 and 88 on the Famicom Disk System and also the Nintendo Entertainment
What did
System.
you put it under?
This really is kind of like a source of debate. I think I put this. I was very strict under my naming conventions, and I put this under Z for Zelda 2. Although now, if you were to ask me, I would have put it right behind The Legend of Zelda 1.
That's what I did.
Yes. Nation, hit us up with what your thoughts are. I think a lot of people fall under the let's put everything under the series, and if it's all under the series, then you go in order. So, like, let's say the Harry Potter book series, you would put that in chronological order, as opposed to title order, right? Everyone can agree to that. Okay. Definitely, if we want to talk about several black sheep in the Zelda series, this comes to mind.
First, side scroller.
Yep. Did you just drench yourself in beer? What happened
there? Only side scroller. No.
There's some games with some side scrolling portions.
Right.
This does have bird's eye view, top down proportions also.
But
this
majority
is the one that
is
the majority.
scrolling.
Yeah, because the majority you go into battle, you go into towns, and it does take a 2D side scroller perspective. This also leads more into the RPG mechanics. You level up. You have to increase your energy, your magic, your health. This is a very tricky game. If we want to talk about games that are Zelda games that are in need of a remake, this is definitely one of them, because this falls under the. If people want to talk about, like people who talk about Dark Souls and those games, this is definitely a game that if it was remade today, people would love in that Dark Souls vein, because it is hard, it is tricky. You would hate the shit out of this game. Unless you save spam the fuck out of it.
I would probably just end up feeding the cartridge to a dog.
Nah, that wouldn't be good for the dog, but I understand what you're saying.
I have a billy goat of a dog. Little DMX can pass anything.
Okay, that's cool. Zelda 2, again, I played it for the Zelda Countdown, never touched it again in my life. Super tricky game, spammed the hell out of it.
Okay.
But if you're a Zelda fan and you've never played Zelda 2, I feel like you owe it to yourself to at least try it, because it is, you got to see where the series was going to try to go. This falls into the same vein as your Castlevania 2, your Super Mario Brothers 2, where the NES sequels kind of took a little bit of a turn down a different avenue.
Of fun.
Yeah. Or fun, yeah, because people talk about Mario 2 a lot, people talk about Castlevania 2. They're definitely different sequels than what the original gave the audience.
See, the good thing that being on the Nintendo Switch Online is you can spam.
Also available on the Nintendo Switch Online.
Save spam the fuck out of that.
Yes. Agreed. But Zelda came back to form in The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Came out for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in 1991 and was also remade for the Game Boy Advance in 2003. That's me tapping the case right now.
Okay, calm down.
This is my first Zelda game, and it is definitely one of my favorite Zelda games.
I guess Link to the Past might be the first one that I... Might have been the first one I beat.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the first
I
ones
mean,
I beat,
granted,
sure.
this came out when I was... I mean, you and I were... Our age difference is...
5 years-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, my muscle memory, between drinking and everything, I've been kind of like, I need your help because I'm stuck in the part where I'm turning to a fucking bunny.
Yeah, we've talked about
this.
We've talked
a
about
lot.
This, yeah.
No, this is my favorite. I love
this. This is definitely one of my favorite top
better than,
3 The Legend of Zelda games.
Better
Here
than
we go.
anything that has come out 3D wise.
Okay, that's like your opinion, man. Yep.
You know what it was about this game?
Okay, Link to the
dash.
Past. Yes, the Pegasus boots. Yes,
the dash attack.
Right.
That and the power gloves.
Yep.
Just fucking throwing shit at people.
Oh yeah, no, it was great. It was definitely an advancement on the Legend of Zelda series that came before it in the vein of the Legend of Zelda, the first one. But advanced upon it so much because it introduced things like the Dark World and picking things up and dashing, like Tom said, and more of a magic system involved that honestly, like, I feel like the Zelda games need to kind of go back to. They kind of lose a lot of more of their fantasy stuff.
Sure.
Like, I mean, you got a magic bar and everything. Like, I love that sort of Zelda games. This game, I remember playing it at my aunt's house or my cousin's house, or the same house, whatever, it doesn't matter. And playing it on the Super Nintendo and, like, looking up at the ceiling and seeing the map. Like, that's how ingrained this game came into my life. And then once I started playing it, I loved the hell out of it. It's one of my favorite games. Playing it currently, like we said earlier in the episode. You're playing it currently, sort of, like we said earlier in the episode. But one of my favorite games of all time. Played it for the Zelda Countdown, probably played it on the Wii, the Wii Virtual Console, the Wii U Virtual Console, the Game Boy Advance, the Switch. I'm playing
the one
currently.
you played the most?
Out of all these Zelda games, yes, probably second
like
only to Ocarina. Yes. So, Link to the Past, definitely one of our top, between the two of us, one of our top Zelda games of all times. One of the top Zelda games of all times. In between, before we get to the next actual Zelda game in sequence, in Japan, they had a little thing called the broadcast satellite, the Satellaview, which was ahead of its time. This was a cartridge system that can connect to the internet, and it would present to you, not streamable, but almost like it would give you new dungeons, new stuff. And there was a game that came out called BS Zelda, which is short for broadcast satellite, not bullshit or anything like that.
If it was bullshit Zelda, it'd be Ocarina of Time.
Damn it.
You set me up.
I did, yeah.
That's for you, Chris Torino.
That was some of the ones, his full name on the podcast.
Fuck him.
It is available. It is available. I'm not. It is available via ROMs, via fan translations. It's one of those, like, Zelda. I don't even call it Black Sheep. Like, it is just something completely different. It's like from Monty Python, and now for something completely different. That is what this is.
I'm trying to figure out where the fuck you're going.
Nowhere, because I just wanted to mention that because that was big in Nintendo's history and the Zelda history, because we can't really ignore it. But it isn't a proper Zelda series, because the next proper Zelda series instance came out in 1993 in the form of Link's Awakening.
Okay.
Now, Link's Awakening has the rare occurrence of being the first game to be remade twice. So, in 1993, it came out for the Game Boy. 1998, it came out in the form of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, which was like a dual game involved for the Game Boy Color system, in the sense that if you played it on the Game Boy, you'd be perfectly fine. But if you played it on the Game Boy Color, you would get, obviously not full color, but full color in the Game Boy Color standards, and also a secret dungeon, a color dungeon. Oh, man, we are not having good luck with beers.
I was trying to be nice and opening one for you, but I'm not going to suck on it for you.
Why won't you suck on it for me?
Because we're friends.
Spray him in the mouth.
We're not that good
Did
friends.
you hear that?
Here.
Anyway,
Suck.
thank you. Oh, baby. So yes,
I was trying to be nice.
Came out for the Game Boy. Came out for the Game Boy Color, which you could play on the Game Boy. Also, I believe this version is available on the 3DS Virtual Console. And Nation, it is coming out as of posting this Friday on the 20th for the Nintendo Switch. It's got this. You've seen the color. You've seen the art style.
I've heard there's been a lot of drama about this game.
As of right now, it's a little funky, but whatever. The remake is put out by, I believe, the company Grezzo, which did.
Did they do
I think
Link Between Worlds?
They did. They didn't do Link Between Worlds. That was in-house. But
God,
I believe
so
they
good.
did the remake for Majora's Mask, and I believe they also did Triforce Heroes. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. We don't do that much research here on the Rude Boys Power Up
We
Plus.
do enough to get
us by. Absolutely. But Link's Awakening, definitely, again, if you want to go to a non-objective Zelda ranking system, one of the top Zelda games.
Okay.
Because it did... It brought obviously the open world, and it took it away from Hyrule and gave it more of a fantastical series. It's obviously a spin-off. It's coming out right now. I don't want to talk about spoilers or anything like that because this game might be new to some people. So I don't want to talk about spoilers specifically for this game.
You need your co-host.
Exactly. So we're not going to talk about spoilers per se. All right.
I can't get away.
Can't get away. I don't know what that is. What are you doing right now? Oh, yeah.
I can't get away.
But Link's Awakening was the first handheld Zelda game. Can't really dispute that claim. And it shows because the game is very hard to kind of control. Obviously, the Game Boy itself only had two face buttons, the A and the B button. So in order to swap weapons and stuff or items, you would always have to go into the pause menu, pick a new thing. You could unequip the sword if you wanted the bomb and the Titan's mitt. You know what I'm saying? So like it was very obtuse in that sort of scenario. And from what I understand, the Switch version opens up a lot more to it, and it's definitely more playable. The birds and the planes, my friend. We're outdoors, outside in the open wilderness, just like Koholint Island. Just like Hyrule, just like Termina, just like Holodrum, just like Librinia, just like the Great Sea.
At least it's not a water temple.
Is there a water temple in this game? There probably
water
is.
temples
I don't know.
are garbage.
We should have a casual conversation on Zelda stuff. But if we want to talk about garbage water temples,
Ocarina of Time.
that, my friend, is a segue into The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, coming out 1998 for the Nintendo 64. And, my friends, remade for the Nintendo 3DS in 2011.
Which, by the way, was one of the first games I ever fully rage quit.
He did fully rage quit. We'll get into that real quick. Let's talk about the historical impact of The Legend of Zelda real quick.
Wait, on society or on me?
On society.
Okay.
We're going to get to that later. The first 3D...
I'm more important.
The first 3D Zelda game. I'll give it that. The first Zelda game on the Nintendo 3DS. There's a ton of beta screenshots of how this game was going to look and how it ended up becoming. Ocarina of Time, if you go to one of the non-objective websites, is one of the best video games / Zelda games / N64 games. One of the best games of all time. The remake...
Yeah, okay, by who?
The remake coming out for Nintendo
morons?
3DS definitely improved upon that formula. And, my friends, obviously this is not a visual medium, and I didn't touch about this on the Instagram video, but it got re-released for the GameCube. In the sense, I believe it was a pre-order bonus for the Wind Waker that came out, and it includes this thing called the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest, which is available on the 3D version on the Nintendo 3DS. But this thing is pretty cool. Obviously, you get to replay one of the best games of all time on the Nintendo GameCube system. So, Tom...
By whom?
Say your piece, Tom.
Right.
Go ahead.
Nation, you know how I feel about this game. It's a flawed game. It's trash. The controls are probably the worst thing to ever touch upon Nintendo. Whether you're using a Wavebird or...
Was not for the N64.
It was on GameCube, though.
It was, yes.
Uh-huh.
I would assume you would talk about it in its original sense and not just...
Oh, I'm talking about it as a whole. It's garbage. It's fucking trash. This game had made me know the term rage quit.
Yes.
To the
you
point,
have rage quit games before, but this was
to the point,
an entire new level
to
of
the
rage
point
quit.
where was it GameCube or The 3DS.
I
think it was the
let
3DS.
you borrow the
it was
3DS
3DS,
version,
yes.
yes. And you
Chris let me borrow...
attempted it,
yes.
to your credit.
Chris let me borrow the 3DS. I think I got, what?
No, you got
45.
decently far. No, you got through the Young Link portion.
Yes.
Into the Forest Temple, which is the first temple you face as Adult Link.
Yes. I got to that point where I just got stuck. And stuck and stuck and stuck. Even with Chris's help, I got stuck. I rage quit to the point where I deleted it from my 3DS. And I gave Chris back the game.
Right.
In
Thank
one
God
piece.
He did. Yes, thank
in
God
one
he did.
piece.
Thank God.
And I was like, fuck this game. This game is garbage. And I still hold true to that. And if anyone wants to step to me about it, you know who I'm talking to. I've already called you out once on this episode.
I don't even know if he listens, but...
That's the closest you will ever get to touching this podcast, you weenie. You can come at me at Tommy_Cash. And that's
on Twitter.
On Twitter. And that's Cash with a K, you bitch.
Right, so...
This game is garbage.
So Tom said his piece on Ocarina of Time. I feel like people say their pieces on Ocarina of Time enough that we can just move on. We're talking about Zelda as a franchise, so we need to move on. 2000, the year 2000, Tom.
In the year 2000!
Nintendo releases
Majora's
a
Mask.
pseudo-sequel, thank you, in the name of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Another one that I'm very...
If you didn't like Ocarina of Time, you're not going to like Majora's
I know.
Mask. I'll just tell you that
and you did let me.
up.
You did let me borrow Majora's Mask.
Yes, I agree.
As soon as I saw that moon with the face, I was like, nope.
Yep.
Fuck this.
So
I'm out.
Majora's Mask uses a whole lot of assets from Ocarina of Time in order to quickly produce another sequel, because obviously Ocarina of Time was in production for so long of a time, they needed to crank out another Zelda game, and this is what you get, Majora's Mask. And a lot of people hold Majora's Mask up because of the quirky nature. It is different. I think it's the first one directed specifically by Eiji Aonuma, who is the person who's directed the Zelda games going forward.
Okay.
And it's super quirky. It's dark. It deals with different characters.
It's really fucking dark.
It doesn't
the
deal
moon's
with the Hyrule
gonna come
stuff.
and destroy the Earth.
The concept of a 3-day time span and trying to deal with all of these people's bullshit in order to save everyone's lives, basically.
Thinking about
save
it,
the world, save the universe.
I never touched Majora's Mask.
No,
because you explained it to me. I was like,
yeah,
nope,
already.
fuck
I'm sure you're
this.
tuning out already as I'm.
You explained it to me. I was like, nope, it's not for me.
I do remember in my Zelda countdown, which I have mentioned already when I tried to replay all the Zelda games that I could, I remember playing the Zelda Majora's Mask to a point where everyone's storyline was as good as I could do it. So basically, like it's like from doing something as like talking to a farmhand and they get to raise their chicks to basically reuniting two lost loves. Like, this game goes
Love
places.
Is dumb.
All right. This game goes places. Highly recommended if someone who loves Zelda game and has never played Majora's Mask, played Majora's Mask. It was remade for the Nintendo 3DS in 2015, and it does bring a lot of quality of life improvements. Mm-hmm. The Bomber's Notebook, like, you can save pretty much anywhere, or the save system is a lot more lax. The boss fights, though, however, are super dumbed down, like, to the point where... So Zelda games are one of these things where it's like, oh, you have a bow and arrow, and your enemy has a giant eyeball. Shoot him in the eye. Like, a lot of dumb stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Majora's Mask 3D really pushes that over to the fact that, like, boss fights that weren't that hard in the original game are made stupid easy in the 3D version, to the point where it's just absolutely unnecessary. But it looks pretty, and it's definitely a better game to handle than a little bit of archaic N64 game. If you gotta play Majora's Mask somehow, some way, and you have a Nintendo 3DS, play it on the Nintendo 3DS.
I've been watching, another...
Beer can is empty. Here we go.
I've been watching another, podcast.
You don't watch podcasts, you listen to podcasts.
Video cast, rather.
Okay, that's fine.
And they've been playing, Majora's Mask, and it's just... and Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
And it's just so funny, because, like, they're our age, and they just lose their shit. They're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
I can understand if someone's never played the game before, like, because, I mean, I played these games in 1998 and 2000 and 2011 and 2015. Yeah, very good. so I know what to do. And to be honest, we joked about water temples before. I didn't have a problem with the water temple in Ocarina of Time. The only problem I had was towards the end of the level. So let me take a step back. The problem people have with the water temple is that there's a certain point in the game where you have to raise and lower the water level in the temple itself so you can progress. And a lot of people were confused or whatever. Like it was just a lot of back and forth. Like you get to a new spot, oh, I got to raise the water. Or you get to a new spot, oh, I got to lower the water. Okay, fine. I didn't personally have a problem with that. And obviously in the 3D version on Nintendo 3DS, they solve that by, it really kind of like tells you what to do at every point. I had a problem towards the end of the game. When you raise the water, there's a platform that raises with it. And you're supposed to go underneath that platform. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's a floating platform.
Didn't get that far.
Okay, well, that's fine. You definitely didn't. It's a floating platform that goes with the water level.
Uh-huh.
So you're supposed to raise the water, and then underneath that platform that is now floating is the door. That was where I got lost. And it wasn't really lost that hard, that I wasn't really lost for that long. It was just never really explained in a player's guide or a strategy guide or anything like that. So that was really it.
Because the game is trash.
Oh, God. Moving on. We're moving on from
So
this fucking...
So let's move away from dumpster fires.
Right.
To, what's next, Chris?
I'm going to talk about these two little games right here. For the Game Boy Color, actually...
Nope, there it is.
They were produced by a company called Flagship, which was kind of like a subsidiary of Capcom. These were dual-release Game Boy Color games. The Legend of Zelda The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. They were games definitely in the same vein as Link's Awakening.
I like the clamshell.
Oh, yeah, the case, yes. So Tom, again, not a visual medium, but Tom's looking... Bless you. Tom's looking at the actual cart themselves. So yeah, these were put out...
Not a visual medium, you say?
No, not at all. Hey, Tom's getting on top of that. The Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons games were sort of spin-offs. Not really spin-offs. They're still proper chronological things. They're in the Zelda timeline as garbage or whatever, how you feel. I like it as is.
I'm sure it's better than Ocarina of Time.
Oh, God.
You set me up.
I did.
Every time.
But it is definitely in the same ilk as Link's Awakening because they were put out on a system with only 2 face buttons and you had a ton of different nuances. So we'll talk about them real quick. If I remember correctly, the Zelda Oracle of Seasons game is more combat oriented, so you're going to be facing a lot more enemies and a lot more bosses in Seasons, whereas Oracle of Ages, there are a lot more puzzles involved. Don't quote me on that, but they definitely went in 2 different directions for these games. However, both games, and again, this came out in 2001, both games had a passcode portion where you could input passcodes for opposite games and then unlock things in said game. You know what I'm saying?
Some Pokemon bullshit.
It definitely came out after Pokemon Red and Blue version, but you had the option of getting items from one game and continuing storylines from another game. So if you double dipped, like obviously I did, you get one huge story where you end up facing, spoiler, Ganon at the end of the games. I know, that's quite the spoiler. I really do apologize, Nation, for that. But these are fun games, obviously available on the Nintendo 3DS Virtual Console. Check them out. Those are definitely in need of a remake, I'll tell you that much. But moving on from that...
Are they?
Yeah, I would say so, because not a lot of people played them. Moving on from that, Nation, we have the next proper console Zelda game in the form of The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, which came out in the year 2002.
In the year 2002.
And the HD version came out for the Wii U in 2013.
In the year 2013. It doesn't go as well.
This game, when it came out, got a lot of hate because of the art style it went with.
I think,
and honestly,
I really do.
Retrospective, looking back on it, the art style is fantastic.
Were you
especially
a hater?
In HD.
Were you
no,
a hater?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Because I can see where people hated on it because when the GameCube was first getting released, it's absolutely cute. When the GameCube was getting released, when they were doing tech demos and shit like that, it had a more realistic form in the sense of the Ocarina of Time and what it would look like. And then when they revealed the Wind Waker art style, which people called Zelda, and the Toon Link art style.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
Yeah, they called it Zelda. Yeah,
what a bunch of pricks.
People were hating on it. And when it came out, I'm good. When it came out, it still got a lot of hate, but
Good.
people loved it. And I feel like people really love it more after, they've gotten to a certain point. Yeah, go ahead.
My brother, he bought the Wii U, and that was like the special edition one that he bought. And I played that.
Yeah.
I didn't beat it, because again, we know my history with 3D Zelda games.
Yep.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Wind Waker
I really
is
thought
definitely
it was
an enjoyable game.
I really thought it was a lot of fun.
Not one of my top 5 Zelda games, because you're talking about a very top-loaded list for me.
Dude, just in general,
Yeah.
it's a very top-loaded.
Yeah, but people love the hell out of Wind Waker. How it looks, the game itself, the characters, the art style can't fucking beat that drum harder. But the Wind Waker is definitely up there in one of the most top-rated Zelda games.
I'm dying.
You okay?
Oh my god.
I'm
dying.
We can't really go further without talking about
Fuck
one
my
thing in the
ass.
past. No, I will not. Jesus, you alright?
Dude, what is up with these beers?
I don't know what to tell
They're
you.
so fuzzy.
Fuzzy. Foamy?
Busy.
Fizzy.
Eat a dick.
You hear that? In
Not
2002,
you, him.
in 2002, 2003,
Duh.
in 2002, 2003, when Nintendo re-released Link to the Past on the Game Boy Advance, they had a little bit of a multiplayer portion on here called Four Swords.
Yeah, I know. You've talked
I need to talk about this, but Four Swords itself is a canonical Zelda entry. Okay, it does deal with the fact that there are 4 links. How that happens, we're gonna find out in a
Link's
Zelda
father
dungeon.
was a hoe.
No, not at all. He might have been. I don't know. We don't really meet him. But that was released in conjunction with the Link to the Past Game Boy Advance version. Okay,
Link's father is Ganondorf.
that was not part of the continuity.
Yet.
But in 2004, Nintendo takes the Four Swords concept and blows it up to Four Swords Adventures. Okay? Taking a lot of... yeah, that's what a lot of people thought. Taking full use of the Game Boy Advance GameCube link cable. You can plug in your Game Boy Advance to the GameCube and then basically play the game on the big screen when you're in the overworld, and every time you enter a shop or a dungeon or a cave or anything like that, you have your Link on the Game Boy Advance in your hand. Okay? Very convoluted.
By the way, Nation...
They were really pushing this shit.
By the way, Nation, I don't know if you've noticed, this is a Chris episode, so nobody will blame you.
Okay. This is definitely an oddball. Again, we're talking about Black Sheep right here. Black Sheep of the Game Boy.
I've never heard of that.
I've
I've never heard of that until you were like, "Yo, we should play this one day." I'm like,
Yeah,
we
this is
probably
something
won't.
that like pie in the sky. If I could get one GameCube with a Game Boy player, one GameCube and 4 other GameCubes with Game Boy players to plug in and televisions and everything like that to have like the most badass Megazord version of Four Swords Adventures, I would, but I can't.
You know, I'm always up to plugging in with you.
Oh God. But there you go, Four Swords Adventures. Obviously a blown up, like we said, version of the Four Swords multiplayer mission that came with Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and that was at one point available for the 25th anniversary of Legend of Zelda through the DSiWare platform. So if you could get your hands on that, probably you can't. Too bad. But if we want to talk about Four Swords, we're going to talk about multiplayer Zelda games in a little bit later. But right now, we're moving on to one of my favorite games.
I'm dying. I'm sorry.
We're going to talk
I'm dying like I am playing Ocarina of Time.
We're going to talk about one of my favorite Zelda games, the Minish Cap. Came out in 2004.
My God, you jizz over this every time.
I don't. You keep saying
You don't.
that.
You do.
I love because I feel like this game doesn't get a lot of credit.
Let's see.
Came out, like I said, 2004. It was put out by Flagship, which again was a subsidiary of Capcom. They did the Oracle games, and until we got the proper Link to the Past sequel, this is the best Link to the Past sequel we've had at the time.
Hold on.
Okay, what are you gonna read the box?
When the sorcerer Vate turns Princess Zelda to stone,
The King of Hyrule sends Link on a quest that will take him to places he's never imagined. Using the power of mystical hat called the Minish Cap, the Highland hero will shrink down for a massive quest on a microscopic scale. Alright, King of Hyrule, fuck you. If you were a real father, maybe you would go out and try to help your daughter more than, you know what? Hiring young peasant boy Link. Maybe he has chores to do.
Well, that's not... I mean, if you played this game, you would know that he was a swordsmith apprentice. So he already was kind of, like, ready to go.
So he's Gendry.
I guess. He's Will Turner from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I say Gendry.
All right, that's fine.
Because Gendry was an apprentice as well.
That, you're right. You're very right.
And I actually have more respect for Gendry than I do Will Turner.
That's a whole other episode to begin with. But the Minish
He
Cap...
got the bang aria.
The Minish Cap, I believe, is available on the Wii U Virtual Console. If you still got that plugged in, check that out. Also, if you had
Still got that plugged in, I'm sorry.
If you had the ambassador program for the Nintendo 3DS, when they basically apologized for buying it for so high of a price, they gave you a whole bunch of Game Boy Advance games. Minish Cap should be part of that. This game is fantastic. Everybody should play it. It should definitely be ranked a little higher on the Zelda games, but this holds a place in my heart. The Minish Cap.
That's cool.
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Even
love
if
it,
you're
love
wrong.
it, love it, love it. Talking about console games, though, because that was obviously for the Game Boy Advance. Moving on to the Nintendo GameCube and the Nintendo Wii. Coming out at the launch of the Nintendo Wii in 2006, we have The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and its re-release, Twilight Princess HD, on 2016. Twilight Princess, I really like. If we want to talk about games that so we talked about that on the Instagram Live. You had your Link to the Past formula, Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker formula. The Twilight Princess, I feel, enhanced upon all of that because it dealt with more of a story, and more characters, more items. I played the version on the Wii. I really did like it. The HD version, not so much, but it was still good. Tom, your thoughts on Twilight Princess?
That was actually my second rage quit.
God.
I enjoy it, though. Like, you know what, though? I won't say... It wasn't impossible to play.
Okay, well, because...
Hold on.
I'll give you this,
I'm
because it
gonna
is a
give you-
more modern take on
Yes.
Ocarina, sure.
And I'm going to give you the reason why I kind of just quit and erased it from my Wii U.
Oh, God, okay.
Was because I loved playing it with the Wavebird.
Okay.
Because I know some people have played with the Nunchuck.
Right. On the Wii version, yep.
The fishing. I hated the fishing.
That's right. Tom does not like the fishing
I
portion
don't.
of Zelda
And
games.
honestly, look. When I go fishing, I drink.
Okay.
And the only thing I catch is a cold usually.
All right, very good.
If you were like, yo, I'm playing Twilight Princess, you want to come by, record something, and watch me play? I'd be like, yo, fuck yes, let's do it.
All right. Tom, so you're more of a backseat 3D Zelda game player.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's perfectly
Though
fine.
I have dabbled. I've dabbled.
Right.
You know.
Okay, great.
So
So that's Twilight Princess. I really like it. A lot of people didn't like it because of it's grimdark storyline and
I like
this
that,
and that.
though. I
But,
like that because it has the horror aspect.
It does. Like it's
And,
got
you know,
a ton of great dungeons.
What's
in
her
it.
nuts? Medora?
Minna.
Close enough.
Okay, that's close.
Same thing.
Sure.
Come say.
All right. You were saying something?
No, I think I like her.
It's an interesting
transforming into the
character.
wolf.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and it definitely does still harp upon the fact that again, ever since Link to the Past. Okay, so now you got the Dark World, Minish Cap. You got the miniature world. Twilight Princess, you got the Dark Realm. Ocarina of Time, you've got the Future Realm. Like a lot of these things are the same game, but doubled because of situations like that. I still like Twilight Princess. I will always be a Twilight Princess, not necessarily apologist, but I will beat that drum because I think it did. If you liked Ocarina of Time, there's really no reason for you to not like Twilight Princess. And again, if you like Ocarina of Time and you don't like Link to the Past, what's wrong with you?
What if
because
you don't
a lot of
like-
that is the genesis of this entire
What
Zelda
if you
franchise.
don't like Ocarina of Time, but you like Link to the Past, and you also like Twilight Princess?
And you also like Twilight Princess? I don't think you exist as a person.
Hi, your co-host.
Right,
Bitch.
but you didn't. You also rage quit this game.
But I don't have such hatred for that game.
Right, because again, Ocarina of Time
It's
was
garbage.
made at a certain time
It's
period.
garbage.
and Twilight Princess was made in a different time period. That's all I got to say about that.
Garbage.
Moving on, my friend. Let's talk about the dual DS releases. The dual screen releases of The Legend of Zelda, Phantom Hourglass that came out in 2007, and Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks that came out in 2009. Both games super touchscreen heavy. Phantom Hourglass was almost a direct sequel to Wind Waker. Spirit Tracks is a direct sequel to that. I did not like these games. They were very just basic Zelda games. They have
Basic bitches.
decent things about them, but I don't really have great memories on the two of them.
Okay, cool. Moving on.
Moving on, because this is my whole thing. In 2011, at the 25th anniversary of Legend of Zelda, we have the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword that came out for the Nintendo Wii.
I never heard of this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Super
No,
motion.
I'm fucking lying to you.
Fine. Super motion heavy on the Nintendo Wii. When people wanted, this came out the same year as Skyrim. So
Link must answer the call of destiny and set out on an adventure that will make him from. Oh fuck.
all right. So this came out the same year as Skyrim. So if you wanted your action adventure RPGs,
too.
all right, if you wanted your action adventure RPGs, you were not coming to Skyward Sword. Okay, as pretty as this game looks, and as nuanced and with the controls, I'm trying to say they were very finicky. I'll give you that. However, when they worked, they worked. Storyline, this is like a prequel to all of the Zelda games. It deals with the actual titular Legend of Zelda. So it deals with the progenitors of Ganondorf and Zelda as a princess and Link as a hero. It deals with all that stuff. It gets a lot of hate. Does this game deserve a second shot? I would say so, but it came out so late on the Nintendo Wii in their system lifespan. I don't think a lot of people got a lot out of it. I liked it. I don't got anything else to say. You obviously never heard of it, so let's move on to the next one, which is a game you definitely heard of. 2013's Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds.
My
The
second one that I beaten.
direct sequel to Link to the Past.
My favorite. My favorite Legend of Zelda
It is definitely one of
game.
my top fives. If it had nothing to do with Link to the Past, though, I don't know how it would rank. But it is.
Oh my
so
god, this
Link
game
to the
was
Past
so fucking
sequel-y.
good.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
it's
think
great.
I only actually had to ask you for help once.
That's pretty good.
Like, as opposed to like every other Zelda game where I'm like, Chris, help me.
No,
Which
Link,
you've helped me on, like, even when I played fucking
Sure.
shitty
No.
games.
Link Between Worlds is
Won't name
fantastic. It goes back to again the whole dual world concept of the Zelda games.
I
where you
love
have
that,
High
like-
rule and low rule.
Oh my god, when you had to fight, the way you had to fight Ganon was ridiculous. Like,
See, look at you. All right.
Was
I should pick a Zelda game out of this, and I think you would probably like.
yeah, you're holding it.
Yeah, that's fine. But you've already played this game, so we're gonna move
I
on
would
to that.
play
But
the
Link Between
fuck out.
Worlds.
I want this released on the Switch.
I'm not gonna. If they did a
3DS online.
I would be.
I
down
don't
for
see it
that.
happening.
I would be down for that. But if they did a 3DS online, they'd probably have to include this game right here, Legend of Zelda: Triforce Heroes. Came out in 2015.
No, they wouldn't.
No, they probably wouldn't. But it is a Zelda game. It deals with a lot of dress up and stuff like that, multiplayer stuff. Man, this is out of the entire list we've gone through right now. This is the first and only Zelda game I have not beaten 100% because of reasons. And because of the online aspect of it, you need to like multiplayer stuff like that. What?
Yeah, I know I'm one of the reasons.
No, I need three. We need two people.
Yeah,
to play this game.
especially-
We need one other person to play
Wait,
this game.
yeah, why you need two? Because I don't have my 3DS anymore.
So there you go. So we need three people.
Because
but
that's how I got Ultimate Alliance
Right.
3.
But Triforce Heroes is definitely an ambitious game that they tried to. They pushed
enjoyed
the,
it.
at the time, Nintendo Network on the Nintendo 3DS to have a multiplayer game. And we talked about the multiplayer games in Four Swords Adventures, and stuff like that.
But it
this
don't matter
is-
because they're done with the 3DS, more or less.
That's exactly right. But yeah, Triforce Heroes is, again, like I said, ambitious. Didn't get a fair shake, and obviously couldn't finish it. And there you go.
You're such a dick.
Moving on, my friend,
Rubbing that shit
to
in.
the latest and greatest of the Nintendo series, The Legend of Zelda.
Wait, didn't that come out first?
I'm talking about the main series right now.
Mm.
The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild
Fuck, we're
came
only on
out
the main series?
on the Nintendo Switch in 2017, and obviously the Wii U at some other point. This game obviously got a lot of credit.
It's pretty.
It's very pretty. It reintroduced the open world aspect, the actual adventure portion of the Zelda games to the series. Something that it was missing in the very structured Link to the Past style. Like I said, came out on the Switch. Tom, your thoughts? Because I know you played this game a little bit, at least.
Very little bit.
Right.
To the point, I'm still stuck in that temple. I enjoy it though. I think it looks great. Right. I love the hang glider aspect.
Sure.
If you can give me a hand, I play it.
So this was obviously the latest and greatest Zelda game to come out, full featured. I played the game and I got to a certain point, and then I realized I was done with the game. So I finished the story and I haven't touched it.
100%ed it, right?
I did not 100%.
No?
No, because I didn't find all the temples. I'm sorry, the shit. What are they called? The shrines.
Okay.
I didn't beat all the shrines, and I have thoughts on the Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I did like it for what it was. It's a very good open world game. I did not like it as a Zelda game because you miss out a lot on the different items that make The Legend of Zelda so special. The dungeons, the characters. The music is fantastic. The graphics are great. The concept is wonderful. But personally speaking, it is not one of my favorite Zelda games because a lot of the Zelda trappings that I love are, I guess, a little more structured and a little more this. Like, the open world aspect I respect. However, it just doesn't do it for me personally. So as far as other, obviously the sequel to Breath of the Wild that has been announced, we have Link's Awakening remake that is coming out this week.
Sure.
If you want to briefly talk about little spin-off games, we're not going to talk about the CDI games. Fuck those. We got Link's Crossbow Training.
CDI?
Oh,
you
the
mean
Philips CDI.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's horrible.
We were
that
talking
game.
about that a little bit on the Instagram Live. Okay. Link's Crossbow Training for the Nintendo Wii is objectively one of the best-selling Legend of Zelda games because the Wii was such a fucking popular console, and it came with a little plastic gun.
And he has the Twilight Princess look.
Yeah. No, and I think because the Wii was such a high-selling console, the Twilight Princess was a high-selling
It really
game.
was a great system.
No, it was great, but like a lot of the other stuff, like you didn't get like for every Super Mario Galaxy and Super Smash Bros. Brawl, you got Backyard Games 21, like
Backyard Wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. You got a bunch of junk. But Link's Crossbow Training is kind of fun for being an arcade kind of style shooter. We have Hyrule Warriors, which is a fun Muso game that came out from CatchUp.
You're all about the warrior games.
What the fuck is this company? Koei Tecmo. I'm sorry.
But like you have this, you got the Fire Emblem.
Depends on the license.
Okay.
Because like the Gundam ones, yes. Fire Emblem Warriors, yes.
They have a
Hyrule
Gundam
Warriors,
one?
yes. They
On the
did. They
Switch?
haven't. No,
Okay.
it's been a couple years since they did that. But Hyrule Warriors is fun. The definitive edition for Switch is the only version I still have because it includes
Fire Emblem.
What?
So you do have Fire Emblem.
No, I'm talking about Hyrule Warriors. Specifically,
yeah. Okay, sorry.
Because it came out for Wii U and it came out for 3DS, and now it is out for the Switch Definitive Edition. Has all the characters that have been downloadable. It's a lot of fun. If you want a dumb Muso game that has Zelda characters, you're in luck with that. I don't remember if I talked about this on the podcast or if it was on the Instagram Live, but something that came out for the GameCube was the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition, which is a promotional disc that came out, I believe, around the same time as Wind Waker, and it includes Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. Super rare. Tom's doing the jerk
motion.
Thank you for verbalizing that. Which was I'm good right now. Which was a kind of a spin-off from the never released Zelda Ocarina of Time and Master Quest disc that came out for the GameCube. That was a promotion for the Wind Waker. A lot of Wind Waker love, I noticed.
Nation, I want to know what the big jism is about Ocarina of Time. I don't see it. I don't.
Because Tom,
So
I feel like you never...
I'm asking the nation, not someone who's super biased.
I'm biased in the sense I'm not gonna. As far as Ocarina of Time is concerned, I can objectively look at it, but I think a lot of it comes down to nostalgia. It's Nintendo fans' Final Fantasy VII.
It's garbage.
Well, I think Final Fantasy VII is garbage.
I think Final Fantasy.
I have no nostalgia on that.
I think Final Fantasy VIII's garbage over
All right,
Final
well,
Fantasy
okay,
VII.
so I feel like that's a hot take nobody asked for. If you want to project, okay, so Nation, Ocarina of Time.
I'm not looking to start shit.
I know you're not. Okay,
Well-
we'll put a poll on Tuesday Rude Day when this episode posts. How about that?
Okay.
On Twitter and Facebook.
Okay.
Is Ocarina of Time a good game
Or
a
overrated.
or a bad game? That's all. Not overrated, not the best game of all time. Good or bad? Good or bad? How's that?
because the overrated word
Yeah.
is a dick word.
Okay, so good game, bad game. That's it.
Bad game.
Good game.
Bad game.
So obviously our votes counteract, so we can't vote.
Right. So, our, 1.5 listeners,
Yeah, please.
we're
vote
looking
on
at
that.
you.
Yeah. Well,
You
on
better
social media we got some followers.
All right, cool.
All right, cool.
Uh,
Anything else on Zelda,
you know what?
Tommy?
Yes, absolutely. We have, the cartoon.
Oh boy.
From-
Okay. Yep.
That was also attached to the Super Mario.
Yeah, in a way, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah, you know what? Because I love Legend of Zelda, the original.
Right.
And, Legend of Zelda 2.
Yep.
I loved.
Yep.
And then this came out. And I watched, and that's the first time I ever heard Link's voice.
That's okay. That's not.
And I was just like,
that's
wow.
not- no.
No, but honestly,
excuse me, princess. Like that's
honestly,
what you,
I enjoyed it.
All right.
I
guess to
enjoyed
each his
this,
own, my friend.
'cause, honestly,
this has come from the same man who does not like Ocarina of Time. So
which
there you
is
go.
trash. No, all in all, I enjoyed that. I'm also a sucker for Super Mario Super Show.
I am a sucker for that. That is campy. That
Captain
is
Lou.
bullshit. Captain Lou
As Mario.
Yeah,
You can't
agreed.
really. You can't.
You can't go.
You
wrong with
can't
that.
knock that.
But this is not the Super Mario Brothers Super Show podcast.
Yes.
This is the Legend of Zelda podcast, and I think we've pretty much exhausted our entire topic.
I really think we did, and you have actually took the lead on this, which is awesome.
Yeah, because it's a Zelda thing, and that's one of my favorite franchises, if not the favorite. I'm wearing a fucking shirt right now.
I know. Amazing, you get laid.
And on that note, Nation, that's it. That's it for our big time Zelda episode.
Jesus
big bloated
Christ.
Zelda episode.
This was bloated like Ganon in the first game.
He was a big old pig.
He
Yeah,
was
you're
a
right.
fucking
You're
big
right.
old
You're
pig.
Absolutely right.
This
Absolutely
is a
right.
big old pig of an episode.
This is a big old pig of an episode. I like that. But our next
title of the episode, so
Possibly.
you don't even gotta text me.
possibly the next episode though is coming out, baby, October 1st. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Rude-tober 1st. Rude-tober is in the swing of things. Rude-tober 1st.
We will be talking all things horror.
All things horror, apparently, throughout the whole month.
Throughout the whole month, so expect every episode to have some sort of horror theme.
Yeah, Rude-tober,
on
baby.
that episode, we will be talking about our favorite horror movie franchises.
Okay, perfect. I like that. On the fly.
What is good, what is bad about each franchise. So prepare to hear my voice quite a lot.
That is Tom's. That is Tom's.
That's my baby.
Yep.
That's my baby.
Absolutely.
And we will be looking forward to seeing you.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So
Or you listening to us.
that's probably more like it. So yes, everything, all things horror, movie related. Next episode of the Rude Boys Power Hour Plus for Rude-tober. That is a month we like a whole lot.
I hold that.
Tom likes that a whole lot.
I
and
mean,
I like that a whole lot.
I mean, horror is
Yes.
me year
Yes.
round.
Yeah, so
I'm a horror
Rude-tober,
show.
and last year on Twitter, we definitely posted a whole bunch of Rude-tober stuff. Now that we have our Instagram up in full swing, expect a lot more posts. Silence of the Lambs, very good. But speaking of
fucked up
social media, you can find the boys at twitter.com/rudeboys469, facebook.com/rudeboys469, instagram.com/rudeboys469. Anything on our YouTube?
We have a YouTube?
Very good. Yes, we do have a YouTube. That is bit.ly/rudeboysrudetube. That is all lowercase.
Well, fuck me running.
All the episodes are there. Anything visual, we'll try to throw up there. And yeah, we might do a Link Awakening unboxing. Ooh, because I got this special edition coming out. Ooh,
That's all
gonna
you
be
on
on
Twitter.
me, baby,
Yeah.
on YouTube, bit.ly/RudeBoys YouTube.
Yeah.
All lowercase. We're available on the Apple Podcast Network, the Google Music Store, Stitcher, but definitely available on the Podbean Network, which is going to be rudeboys.podbean.com.
Flick that legendary bean.
And if you want to hit me up on Twitter, I'm at Tesherms, TEH_SHERMS. If Tom has enough composure, here we go.
Tommy_Cash, and that's Cash with a K.
And I think that does it.
That does it, man.
Do you have anything else to talk about? I don't hope not. I really hope not.
I really hope not, because this is a bitch of an episode.
It's a big old
for you
episode,
to-
but I mean, Zelda.
It's a big boy.
Zelda. It's Zelda.
Yeah.
For Tom, I'm Sherm.
For Sherm, I'm Tom.
And we'll see you next time on the Rude Boys Power Hour Plus.
Bye!
This has been a presentation of the Rude Boys Podcast Network.
Oops.